All right, hello. I'm Ryan Rogowski, the CEO of Waygo. We are an instant visual translation tool. So I'm going to start out by telling you guys about my first experience going to China. So I had just arrived. I didn't really speak any Chinese. I barely made it to my hotel at the time, and I went to a Chinese restaurant. And I didn't know what to order, but I had heard that if you ask the waitress, they're usually nice and could give a recommendation. And when I tried to ask her, she told me, 外国人做是吃kung pao jiding. And the only thing I heard was kung pao, so I went kung pao, and then I ended up eating kung pao chicken every day for the next month because I was so terrified of getting sick from anything else. And that's kind of why I decided to build Waygo. So if you could imagine just being able to hold your phone over Chinese text like a food menu and instantly see what it means, that's essentially what Waygo does. So you just hover it over it, and it's as simple as eating poached beef or beef with sesame. And what's even cooler is you can look at an entire menu at once. So if you're trying to just pick something really quickly. Yeah, and that was all because I struggled when I was living in China. And what you may be asking, what makes this technology possible? And so it comes down to two things. So in-house we have an awesome group of engineers, and we've built all of our OCR, our text recognition technology, in-house, as well as our translation engine. So we've actually managed to make the app work entirely offline and work in real time, just as you've just seen in front of you, which is a huge value proposition to travelers abroad. And what's so awesome about Waygo is this technology is being used today. Our users are translating 8,000 phrases a day, which is pretty amazing that so many people are discovering new things about language. And the press loves us too. We've been mentioned on ABC News. We've been mentioned by Lonely Planet as one of the best travel tools out there. And we're growing. So the way our app works, you may be wondering, is it free? How do we make money? Well, there's a free version of the app that gives you a limited free trial with 10 translations a day. But then we have a one-time purchase upgrade that gives you unlimited translations. And we're actually building more features into this upgrade. One of them you may have mentioned, some of you who have studied Chinese may have noticed that there's some strange text above the beef, and that's actually something called pinyin, which when you're learning Chinese and wanting to know how to pronounce it is very useful. So we're building in more features like that for this unlimited upgrade. So we've got an amazing team behind the product, over 10 years of computer vision experience, a natural language processing expert, and now we're looking to grow the brand by building up a presence via the press, and also we're working on building up distribution partnerships. As the app totally makes sense for people who are booking travel or looking at TripAdvisor or Lonely Planet or booking a flight on Kayak. If you're going to Asia or the Middle East, you want a language tool that can help you, and this is something that we're building. So I'm Ryan from Waygo, and I'll take any questions. Yeah.
So only Chinese?
So the question is only Chinese. For now, we just support Chinese. We actually have a couple other languages in beta. One of our focuses recently has been releasing an Android version. So we were on iOS for the longest time, but if you keep an eye on our website, we'll be surprising everyone in the next couple weeks.
So actually my question is, what does it take for one language? I mean, I'm thinking India, Arabic. What does it take for you to do this to other languages?
Yeah, that's a good question. So there's two elements to it. Like I mentioned, we have the text recognition engine and the translation engine. So actually, once we have the text recognition set up for a certain language type, it's fairly quick to add new language support. So what I mean by like Chinese, Japanese, and Korean are very similar character sets. So we're able to support those pretty quickly. But then on the translation engine side, it takes a couple months to get those algorithms and the data sets ready. Yeah.
Do you have, is it traditional or simplified? Looks like traditional.
The question is it traditional or simplified Chinese? And so for those of you who don't know, most of mainland China uses simplified Chinese, which is what you see here. And Hong Kong and Taiwan use traditional Chinese, and we actually support both. Yeah. Yeah, in the blue shirt.
Yeah, so how effective is this tool for highly technical translations? Is it just, I saw your website, looks like it's mainly for food and signage.
Yeah, it's at this time it's not great for textbook language or highly technical like medical or engineering language. What our current use case that we're targeting is travelers, so people who do come across signage or food menus or phrases throughout tourist destinations.
Is that gonna change? Do you foresee expanding our market too?
Yeah, well,
Yes, sir.
oh, there we go. Yeah, we'll be expanding our use case. It just makes it a little easier for us to manage the quality and performance by limiting the use case.
What kind of memory footprint do you have for working offline? Offline seems to be the thing you have over WordLens and whoever else is out there.
Yeah, so our footprint is about 18 megabytes for the entire app as you see it now, and
for both Chinese.
For all of Chinese, and it'll be about an additional 10 megabytes per language. Yeah, and I see you have a Google Glass there. We actually built a demo on Google Glass, so we're pretty excited for that platform as well. So if you could imagine this on
I have
something
WordLens
like
in
that.
here and haven't done much with it.
Okay, cool.
Do you have or have you considered doing a reverse translation?
For such as English to Chinese.
Basically, I want this, and Wei staff knows know English, and I can actually show them.
Oh, is it meaning you would speak into the app and then it would display them?
Or whatever, and convert that to Chinese characters for the.
Yeah, we're looking at how our users are using the app and making sure the features we build are highly usable ones. So voice is one that we'll be exploring. It's something that we've gotten a lot of requests
You're not
for.
stuck with two English, right? Nothing in
No.
your design sticks you with everything else to English. You can
No, we're
language to language.
the market for example, Chinese travelers to Western countries is pretty large, so that's something we're looking at. Yeah.
So how much does the paid version cost and how big is your engineering team?
Yeah, the paid version is $6.99 for a one-time unlimited fee, and our engineering team is 4 strong. Yeah.
Last question.
Yeah. Yeah, in the back.
I would like to know how strong is your semantic analysis team, because for single words and phrases it's easy, but once you connect it to a sentence, it's very, very difficult. That's why Google has a huge team work on the semantic analysis. So as a local copy, I want to know how strong is your team on semantics for 18 megabytes.
So like I said, we've limited the context to travel phrases, so that's kind of how we design our algorithm to work.
And do you know Pleco?
Yeah, I'm familiar with Pleco. It's an educational tool.
Yeah, how do you compare your product to Pleco?
So Pleco is purely a dictionary, so it allows you to look up one word or two words at a time, whereas what we're building is an actual translation, something that's usable instantly, whereas Pleco is something, when you point your phone with Pleco, you kind of have to decipher what the meaning might be.
Thank you. Great job, very cool application.